The Royal Rumble, January 21st, 1990. January 21st, that's our I'm pretty sure that's our good friend JT's birthday, January 21st. Uh
Um, sounds about right.
yeah.
He's not like the big, hey, that's my birthday kind of guy. You have to stumble upon the fact it's his birthday. He doesn't just offer it up.
Or wake up and you look at your Snapchat and it shows the birthday emoji next to his name.
Ah, there you go.
You're like, "Oh, JT's birthday." Um
Shows how much I care.
it was held in Orlando, Florida at the Orlando Arena.
Yeah, they really beat you over the head with the Disney thing for a little bit.
Yeah, we do.
Like Ventura's wearing like mouse ears and shit.
Yeah. Um But we're officially in the 90s, though, so there is a positive right there.
Yeah. Yeah, new decade. A whole
Uh,
new decade. Still a lot of 80s left over though that we
yeah.
have to shake off.
All right, I'm gonna put you on the spot. The number
All right.
one wrestler of the 80s, the last four,
You know,
5 years,
I
number one
thought about
wrestler.
this as well. I feel like if we're going, I feel like our answers are probably the same and obvious. I feel like best in the world is Ric Flair, but we're supposed to be the WWF podcast, so Randy Savage for sure for me. But I think Ricky Steamboat, had he stayed in the company, would have had definitely like an argument for that. But I don't want to say Hulk Hogan. I think Hulk Hogan is the biggest star of the 80s, and that's in both companies. But like the best in the world wrestler to me was Ric Flair for the 80s for sure.
So if Hogan went to NWA, does he out job Ric Flair?
That question will be answered in 1994.
Okay, okay. Uh, no, yeah, even we missed out on a 1988 Ric Flair versus Macho Man match that would have been probably the greatest match of all time.
Don't worry, you'll get another. You'll
Um,
get a good bit, I'm sure.
okay, good. But yeah, it's Macho Man and Ric Flair are 1A, 1B. And then,
Yeah. I mean, after the Monday Night War start, Savage is in WCW with Ric Flair the whole time.
oh, well, that's good then. And then, yes, yeah, so they're 1A, 1B, then Steamboat. And then I guess you got to give fourth to Hulk Hogan. And then
Um,
fifth to the Honky Tonk
no, I
Man.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'd even put Hogan like that high up in terms of like wrestlers. I mean, he's great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I honestly think Lex Luger is better than Hulk Hogan at this point.
Fucking love Luger, so I could see that. If Roddy Piper didn't leave for 2 years, he would definitely be in the top five.
I guess I haven't seen a Piper match that I've been like overly thrilled with, other than the Survivor Series last month. And I hated his return promo with Brother Love. I hated that shit.
It was good whenever he extinguished that talk show host guy.
Yeah, after 40 minutes of nothing.
But yeah, just like Cameron stated earlier, we have Tony and Jesse on commentary. They're doing the Mickey and Goofy outfit. Jesse even says that Mickey and Goofy can't even get tickets into the arena. That's how sold out they are. And he's
Yeah, but
all
Jesse could get him in if he wanted, but he doesn't want to.
yeah. He's all dressed up and down in a Disney outfit. How funny would it be if they had Mickey enter the Rumble and just be eliminated?
I mean, it would definitely wouldn't be the craziest thing they've ever done.
Yeah.
I think it's just long-term image use issues.
The and then we see this Vince McMahon. Uh, he's talking about the Royal Rumble, and he's naming off some guys, and you think he's gonna like name, maybe like the big ones, Hogan, Savage.
Nah.
No, he names all 30 people in
I,
this
I was about
video
to say, pretty
package.
much just list everyone.
And
And one of them is Hulk Hogan, so spoiler.
it's a grueling 2-minute video where he's literally naming everybody, and you're just like, why? Like, you could tell me Ultimate Warrior, Savage, Hogan, Andre, Jake the Snake, DiBiase, and then end it. I'm like, okay, cool. We got a great Rumble going on. But no, I have to
Yeah.
know all 30 participants. So, all right. But let's get into our first match, though.
Sure.
We have the fabulous Rougeau brothers with Jimmy Hart versus the Bushwhackers. Now,
Uh,
I got to
do
bring something up.
I feel like I have this. Okay, go ahead, because I also want to talk about something here. I think I might be going crazy, but go you first.
Did they change out a Rougeau brother?
Okay, all right, okay, we're talking about the same thing. Jacques looks entirely different.
Yeah.
We're literally talking about the same thing. 'Cause I knew this dude looks so different.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I feel like they
It,
had to
it,
replace the Rougeau brother.
it looked like somebody put on the worst disguise ever. It was like, I'm Jacques Rougeau. They couldn't find Jacques Rougeau in the back. And they're like, somebody pretend to be Jacques Rougeau. And some guy walked in with like the worst disguise ever who had no idea who Jacques Rougeau is. Like, I can do it. And this is it. He's in the match now. He's Jacques Rougeau.
Yeah,
I'm
I
so
don't.
glad that you thought this too. So now I know that I wasn't going crazy, or at least if I am, I'm not alone.
No, yeah, I genuinely thought that the Rougeaus were different people. I'm trying to look up if anywhere in the
I
90s they exchanged out.
I looked at the results for the match just to see if it still said the Fabulous Rousseaus, Jacques and Ramon,
And they
just to
do?
make sure it didn't have a different name. Yeah, it does, at least on Wikipedia. Which that I mean, take that, you know, however you take Wikipedia information, but they were calling him Jacques on commentary, so this is Jacques, man.
Nah, it's hard to believe that's Jacques Rougeau.
I
Um,
literally have in my notes in my crazy year, did this guy look completely different?
Imagine, honestly, I mean, it could be, and they just never said anything about it. Um, let's see. Let me look up something real quick. Uh, Jacques
While you're looking it
Rougeau.
up, I quite enjoy. I don't know if it's been this way for a while, but I quite enjoy. There's a line in the Rougeau's music that just like repeats the words "all American boys," because their gimmick is that they're Canadian and they're like sarcastically happy to be American.
I didn't.
What do you? Okay, what you find? Probably nothing, right?
No, kind of. Uh,
Uh-oh.
Raymond Rougeau retires after
Yeah.
this,
Okay.
ending his tag team partnership with Jacques. Jacques departs from WWF for a year before rebuilding his character in January of '91 alongside Jimmy Hart.
Oh, see, well, now you're spoiling for yourself.
Yeah, he was a cattle prodding Canadian mountain policeman.
Oh, he's the Mountie?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, don't get too far ahead and spoil
yeah, I stopped right there.
some more stuff for you cuz let me tell you something that a certain category of people that don't like Canadian cops and that's American ones. And that's all I'm going to say for now.
Oh God, I know an American cop.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. And I don't know if he's been on the right side of justice yet in his career, but I guess we'll see.
Not yet, but people can change.
That's
Not
awesome.
everybody stays a piece of
I
shit.
we might have to time travel.
Oh, you don't want to time travel just for Boss Man, bro. You want the full ride. You want to see the evolution into his like aggressive senility that would or whatever the fuck that 99 run was.
Oh God. But yeah. This let's get back to the Raymond and fake Jacques Rougeau versus the
Yeah,
Bushwhackers.
yeah, totally real Shocker Joe over here.
So so both the teams come out to the ring, and for the first 3 minutes before the match starts, they are literally all just standing there watching the
Yeah.
Bushwhackers march around the ring and lick each other and shine each other's heads and, bite the turnbuckle. It is very awkward.
Yeah. The Rougeaus last show, Jacques did that like really nice flip into the ring, and the crowd boos him. Here the Rougeaus do this like cool bro hug moment, and the crowd boos it.
They just don't, the crowd just doesn't understand like
No, they don't get
great
it.
wrestling. They would
Nah, they don't because they're fans of Hulk
Hulk
Hogan and
Hogan.
Brutus Beefcake and look, Hulk Hogan's fine.
No, he's not, and we'll get into that
He
later.
was, but I mean, I think we talked about it. He just got so repetitive. But he's in the main event.
Oh, is he? I forgot.
Yeah, spoiler.
Yeah. Um,
That was my segue to get back on this match. Apologizing for diverting.
nah, what'd you think about the match though?
Um, Compared to the rest of the card, I guess it's okay. Let's see. It's a pretty simple match that they do a lot of like time stalling, a lot of gaga and bullshit. But I mean, the crowd eats it up because it's 80s, not 80s, it's 90s wrestling now. But like I said, they still got some of that leftover 80s tropes, and crowd being hot for everything is still kind of there. Um, there's a nice little jump start, and guess what? It's immediately thwarted. The Bushwhackers just bite fucking everyone. They even bite like the referee.
Yeah, which is Danny Davis, by the way.
Uh, okay, is it really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Jesse
I
was.
think yeah. I remember us talking about how eventually he was just gonna come back as a regular referee, and they would just like not even bring any attention to
Yeah, he Jesse brings it up a couple times in the match. He's like, "What do you expect? It's Danny Davis in there refing."
it. Yeah, but he also gives every ref shit. He's like, "Oh, Earl Hebner, of course he's gonna help Hogan," which
Yeah,
he was right there
yeah,
though.
that's legit. Yeah.
He's still paying Hogan back.
Uh,
I really love it's really hilarious where like Luke misses a clothesline on Jock and he just keeps going and ends up hitting Ramon.
they are funny. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and what I hate is that whenever they are in the ring, you can tell that they're actually talking to each other and the referee. I wish they did more gibberish inside the ring, like stayed in character. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me too much. But every time I'm watching, I'm like, oh, they're talking normal. Like, I have to point it out for myself.
Yeah, you see them like communicating with each other. Where they're like, "All right, what are we doing?" Like, there's a point where like both bushwhackers are literally just leaned over after one of them tags out, and they're having a literal casual conversation before the other like puts the look back on his face and starts the march thing or whatever.
Um, but yeah, I kind of have the same similar notes. Uh, Bushwhackers biting ref for Joe Butts. The Bushwhackers attempt the battering ram, which is probably the best tag team move in wrestling right now. But the Rougeaus get
Yeah.
out of the way early. Jesse then starts talking about how the Rougeaus and the ref will need shots after this match because the Bushwhackers are rabid animals. Um, also, more times during this match that I've seen, like with other Jimmy Hart matches, the Rougeaus kept running out of the ring and meeting up with Jimmy Hart to do like a huddle and see what they need to do to take down the Bushwhackers. And I just love how much Jimmy Hart is involved in these matches. He's like constantly just
Yeah,
coaching up the Rougeaus when they come out. They're like, come on now, guys, come on."
yeah, he's always like shouting commands and like motivational little speeches for his guys through the megaphone. And he gets involved like he effectively stops the battering ram.
Yeah.
He just gets drug, I don't know, into the ring for it. Cuz that's where they tease the wishbone split, but then like get the double drop kick. Um and they put the Boston Crab on Butch. I don't remember which one does it. And Butch is just he's just not moving. He's just dead. Like the Boston Crab just killed him. and then eventually a battering ram to both Rougeaus, and there you go.
Yep. Also, I wanted to point out, due to Jimmy Hart, Raymond was using the tag rope to choke out a bushwhacker during the match as well. But yeah,
Hmm.
just how you mentioned, bushwhackers catapult. Jimmy Hart intervenes. They capture him. The Rougeaus eventually save them. The bushwhackers get back in the ring and they get the battering off and win the match. Imagine the
Hey, real
battering
quick.
ram versus demolition. That's what I need to see.
Oh, dude, please. That wouldn't hurt Demolition though. I should point out this is the last pay per view that will be commentated by Tony Schiavone.
Oh,
He's gonna go
he's
back to WCW after this.
okay, and he's there
So
for a
Gorilla
while,
will be
right?
back for yeah, he's back there until the end of WCW. But Gorilla will be back on commentary with I don't know if it's with Jesse, but he'll be back for the lead commentary role at WrestleMania 6.
Okay, good. Because when them two, I don't know when our beloved Gorilla Monsoon passes away, but I need a lot of Monsoon Jesse pay-per-views.
Well, he has a guest appearance at WrestleMania 15, so I mean,
That's awesome.
it's not like anytime soon for us. And eventually, spoiler Landon, sorry, eventually Gorilla Monsoon will become the president of WWF.
Oh,
So he'll have like the authority figure role.
is there a lot
He'll
of
rarely be around, but
oh,
he'll be there for like important moments, like Jack Tunney was for when Andre tried to hand the belt over to Ted DiBiase and stuff like that.
where's he? That dude was on everything the first couple pay-per-views.
Yeah, well, the first couple pay-per-views were a lot different than they are now. Like this product has changed a lot since WrestleMania 1.
Yeah. Not the in-ring finishes, but yeah, most of the other product has.
Yeah, the finishes are still fucking stupid. And there's a lot of the style that's still kind of left over. Um but like production wise and presentation wise, this, and also roster wise, this roster has changed a lot too. Like I was thinking the other day, I was like, who the fuck wasn't Greg Valentine and Brutus Beefcake? They were a tag team, right? They were the Dream Team, weren't they? And before
Uh,
Brutus randomly turned babyface,
yeah, actually, I
because they
think you're right.
they wrestled because Brutus wrestled like David San Martino's kid or Bruno San Martino's kid, and then Greg Valentine was like Intercontinental Champion, and they wrestled Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda. Like shit was so different. King Kong Bundy's not around anymore, and he's
Yeah,
still our grading system.
yeah, I miss him.
George Steele isn't around anymore.
I miss him.
Junkyard Dog, we haven't seen Junkyard Dog in forever.
And he switched over, and we still haven't seen him.
I know. We loved Junkyard Dog.
Yeah, he was supposed to be on one of the shows, but something happened to him like
Yeah,
last
he couldn't
second.
make it, and it ended up being the other dude that just jobbed out to Muda instead.
Yeah, thank God. I don't know how you'd end the JYD and Muda match. So, uh,
It is at this point that the quality of what's going to happen in the ring, in my opinion, takes a fucking nosedive.
yeah, there's not a good pre-Rumble match on this card.
Bro, this show sucked.
Yeah, it's awful. Even the Rumble part sucks as well. But we'll see that later. But after the match, we have a Ted DiBiase interview. Ted's mad. Virgil screwed him over, is how he wants to put it. Virgil was the one who pulled the number out for Ted, and is later revealed by Mean Gene that Ted has in fact drawn the number one spot in the Rumble.
Okay. Remember last year when we through, our process of elimination and our detective skills, we learned that Ted DiBiase drew like 22 and 23 and he didn't like it. So he decided to buy number 30.
Yes.
Why can he not do that this year? Although granted perfect probably wouldn't give it up, but you can't tell me that Shawn Michaels or Hercules or Rick Rude or the Barbarian couldn't have been bought for their number? Like somebody who came in really late in the match is Landon. Is Ted DiBiase running out of money?
He might be broke. He probably spent all
I
his
think he
money
blew all the money.
on
Yeah,
the
he blew
belt.
it all in the Hogan scheme.
Yeah, that could also be a thing. Even though you see Virgil, he's having all that money in his hand, counting it. Um, but still, they make no moves to move down in the Rumble. So,
Nope. But instead, he'll just somewhat put in a really good showing.
um, but yeah. So next match though, we
All
have
right.
a debut for not his actual debut, but a
An
debut
in-ring
on
debut.
this show. We have the Genius versus
Oh yeah.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Yeah. He's reading a poem. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess.
he comes out and
It's a poem
stalls.
about Burtis.
Yeah, basically calling. He's basically like, I'm the genius. I'm the smartest man alive. Beefcake is dumb. And then Brutus's music hits and he comes out to the ring. Basically
He
how it
gets a
goes.
crazy pop though. It's fucking gross, but Brutus Beefcake gets a massive pop. They love him.
Brutus.
He refers to yeah. He refers to Beefcake as double dumb.
I don't know how you get double dumb, but that's crazy.
I don't know. Beefcake. You just ask Brutus Beefcake because his double dumb ass has done it.
Shout out to him, I
Um,
guess.
I love this beginning part. Genius tries to shake his hand, and and they go, "No one in the world shakes hands with their left hand." Is that true?
I come to think of it, I think I always go for the right.
I think most people would because the majority of people are right-handed, but two left-handed guys, they might go left-handed handshake. I'm just saying, I don't think we can make the rash generalization that no one in the world shakes hands with their left hand.
All right, now here's what I need you to do: find two left-handed
Okay.
guys and ask them to
And that,
shake hands.
yeah, not I can't prompt them and be like, "Do you shake hands with your left hand?" I can't lead the witness. I have to see what happens organically. You're right.
Yeah,
I've already
just
got a few in mind.
just say, hey, your hands look like they need to be shaken together at the same time.
I think it's less creepy if I just say, "Hey, can you guys shake hands real quick?"
Yeah,
Your hands need to be shaken, and I'd pick you two to do it.
yeah. Hey, I haven't seen a good.
I'm trying so hard to not talk about these fucking matches. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. But what did you think about Macho Man's brother?
I think that Macho Man is the best wrestler in his family. I thought Genius. I don't even know if I like the gimmick, to be honest with you. He just if he were coming out and like saying smart shit without having to read it off a script, so I could actually know like, oh, this dude is really smart. I don't know. Maybe I'd like the gimmick a little more, but it's just this. It's some of this '80s shit of just go out and read smart shit off of paper and try to sound as smart as you can. And I don't really know if I enjoy it. Although there is some charm to a heel that's pretending to be smart that isn't really smart. But I just don't feel like that's the intent here. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm supposed to actually believe the genius is the smartest man in the world. Uh, and they don't really make him look like that, and he definitely doesn't wrestle like it. I didn't like this match.
I mean,
I will
understandable.
say, I will say at least that everything about Genius's movement and his moves are different, but I don't really think they're the smartest man in the world, if that makes sense. His selling is fucking hilarious though. Like everything's just drastically oversold. Like he'll take the reverse atomic drop and he'll fall down in the middle, like but he's curled up in like the little ball and he just rolls around for a little bit. And he'll fall Yeah, he'll do that to make him look good. Like he runs when he does that little running drop kick in the corner, he eats shit. Um, and then he ends up like basically landing with a rope, like one of the ropes, just up his entire ass. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Like, did you notice
yeah,
this? Yeah.
yeah, he does that. Yeah. Um, and it's hard not to notice it. Um, I don't I can see there's been instances where his brother does some of that stuff where he's like, in the corner with his feet up in
Hmm.
the air. So I guess they do kind of do similar moves. Uh, Genius
They
just
probably had
does it
similar
worse.
training, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's Randy Savage if Randy Savage sucked.
Yeah, yeah, Randy Savage if he was Brutus the Barber Beefcake, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's the Brutus to Savage's Hulk Hogan, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, there's a hilarious part. He pins Beefcake and he kicks out, and Genius goes flying off of him, and he lands face first on the bottom rope.
Also, I wanted to mention during this match, Brutus comes out with his I actually like Brutus's outfit. I don't think Brutus is a good wrestler. I think
No,
he's a fine
his
wrestler.
outfit's cool though.
His outfit's cool. But
I think he's a wrestler.
he pulls out the small clippers with him whenever he first comes out.
Mm.
Which
Yeah,
thank God we moved away from the hedge trimmers.
he'll still have them every now and then. It's almost like that's how you know if he's actually going to get the hair cutting or not. If he pulls out the small ones, he's gonna get them. But every time he has the clippers, they get away. Except Sherry's hair, like Sherry's like long ass ponytail, where there really wasn't much risk of fucking killing someone. But like when he got Jimmy Hart, he didn't get him with the hedge clippers. He got him with the scissors.
Okay, no, I can see that now.
Probably, because if his hair cutting is anything close to his wrestling, keep those fucking hedge clippers out of his hands if he's actually cutting hair. Someone's getting hurt. It
um,
might even be him.
but yeah, I mean, nothing too much to this match.
Except the
Brutus.
world's shittiest sleeper.
Yep, I was about to bring up Brutus gets Genius in the sleeper, and Genius immediately gets out of it and gets thrown into the
Like
ref,
right away.
and then the referee falls out of the ring. Um, and then Brutus actually gets him in another sleeper a little bit
Yeah, the
later on.
second shittiest sleeper in the world, yeah.
Makes him go to sleep. You think the match is over? It's not.
There's no ref.
Yeah. And so Brutus goes for the clippers. And he starts cutting the
Naturally,
Genius's
naturally.
hair. And all of a
Literally
sudden,
cuts his hair, he gets it!
yep. And all of a sudden, you have Mr. Perfect. Here he comes. And he comes in, starts beating up on Brutus. Thank God Brutus sets the scissors down.
I was about to say, he literally he knocks this dude off of the Genius while his scissors are next to his fucking head.
Yeah, I don't know if we did like a routine in the back or something, but we got to work on this stuff.
Yikes.
Because
Well,
yeah,
it's okay, because don't worry, they're gonna beat him with a padded chair.
yeah. So so
Wild, man.
the genius
Hardcore.
goes out, gets a chair, and they just start beating the shit out of him, slamming a chair into Brutus's chest and everything. And you think the bell rings, and you're like, okay, Brutus wins by disqualification.
Nah, fuck them both.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah, I was wrong. They actually both get disqualified, um, even though,
I tried to rationalize this, like how did this happen? But I guess because I don't know. I eh, him throwing Genius at the ref or whatever, or however the ref went down. Maybe, but like when you wake up and one dude's, he did attack the Genius with scissors. To be fair,
yeah, but the ref saw none of that. That's
that's
my
true.
problem with it. The
But
referee
the proof is
saw,
right there on the Genius's head. Like Mr.
yeah,
Perfect didn't cut his hair.
yeah.
Genius certainly didn't do that. But you
Ah,
can't just be like disqualify Burtis because he's getting beaten with a padded chair. So Fuck both of these guys, I guess.
It's so weird. Um,
I did write in my notes like what was Burtis DQ'd for? What happened? But this sucked.
yeah, no, awful, awful, awful match, and it's about to be one upped by probably the most awful match
Holy
I have
fuck!
ever seen in my life. And we have gone through 5 years of this. Uh,
They put out a cash bounty on this show to be like have the worst match in history. There's no way.
and
There's
they
no way they
did.
didn't, dude.
But
Yeah. Oh,
after the
bro, Ronnie
match,
Garvin said I fucking got you.
after this genius match, uh, there's an interview with the Heenan family. They actually say Andre and Haku are now the tag team champions,
Yes, they're the colossal connection.
which I feel so bad for Haku because I know he's doing 85% of the
All of
wrestling.
all of the work. He's definitely taking all the bumps. Andre's getting the pins, you know that shit.
Yeah,
He's doing a lot of the
Andre
work,
gets
man.
in twice. The first time to get wrapped up in the ropes, and then the second time to get the pin in. Uh,
Has there been any explanation that I've missed on what the problem with the Heenan family is? Because the last few shows, every time the Heenan family's on screen, they're like, "Oh, things are a little tense in the Heenan family," but they still do like okay whenever they're like whenever they're on screen. But then like the only tension that we see is when these commentators instigate and stir shit, and they're like, "Oh, what about the problems with the Heenan family?" And he's like, "There's no fucking problems in the Heenan family." I'm starting to believe there might not actually be any problems in the Heenan family. Like, I think we just started these rumors to try to start problems in the Heenan family.
I think my problem, or the problem that I think is wrong with the Heenan family, there's too many alphas.
They're all alphas except Heenan.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you got Andre the Giant, which is top three reasons why you go to these events. You got
Yeah,
Rick Rude, and then you got
he's still an
Haku.
attraction.
Yeah.
Who was
The
a king at one point, so like, of course he's an alpha.
Rick Rude, IC champion. Um,
Former.
and they all just want to win. So
Yeah, and they all want to be like the main guy.
yeah, and
And
they
I
get
guess if you were to put these people in a room together with these personalities, this is probably how it would go. So I guess that makes sense. It's just I don't see much of this dissension
yeah, I
at
don't
all. The
either.
only time that I see or hear about it is when the commentators or the announcers that are like or the interviewers are stirring shit about it.
Yeah, and I mean they work well together too. So I couldn't tell you to be honest with you. But let's uh let's get into the worst match of all time. I'm gonna put this down here. I have
God damn.
I've never seen a worse match than I took way too many notes on this match, and
I did too, but it's because I hated it. I was writing down everything that was upsetting me, and eventually, literally halfway through this match is almost 17 minutes, by the way.
oh my
That's
god.
that's like your typical tag match length in NWA. Uh, um, dude, I got about 8 minutes into this match, and I had to pause it because I was furious, and
So
it did not get better.
it's Rugged Ronnie Garvin versus Greg Valentine with Jimmy Hart. And the stipulation of this match, it is a submission match. The only way
Okay,
you
so you
can
can
win.
win by pinfall, right?
Oh, no, Ronnie Garvin.
I'm confused. I'm confused, man. I don't get it. Why? Like, I'm. It's a wrestling match. Why can't I win by pinfall? I don't get it. I'm gonna try anyway.
Yeah, eventually he'll
It didn't
start
work.
counting.
Yeah, it didn't work. But like, okay, this ref doesn't know the rules, man. I'm gonna try it again.
And guess
Ref,
what? Still
ref.
doesn't work.
No. Okay, all right. I feel like if you took a shot, this is gonna sound cliche as fuck, but if you took a shot for every time one of these dumbasses went for a pin, you would be dead.
Yeah,
At the very least, you'd black out.
you wouldn't have made it to the Rumble,
No,
and
you wouldn't have made it
that's
to this
like
match.
10 minutes from after this match.
You would wake up and shots for this match. You'd
I
be waking up for more hair of the dog, bro.
I'm curious to see if like what's that Meltzer guy's name? I'm curious to see if he
Oh
gave.
god, let's find out right now. I'm
Yeah,
gonna find out what he gave this shit. All right.
I hope he gave it like 3 stars.
Yeah, I hope he loved it.
Me too, because that means he's not good at his job, and they should let me rank these matches. Sorry, Meltzer, dude.
He gave this. He gave it 2 stars.
Okay, okay, 2 out of 10, right?
No, 5.
Okay,
And
okay.
it's not even the lowest. The lowest on this show was Jim Duggan and Bossman at -2.5.
Which also deserves
Genius.
that rating.
Um, Bushwhackers and Rougeau's got 1/4 of a star, and
Okay.
then Beefcake and Genius got 1 star, but this got 2.
So this was the best non-Rumble match.
Uh, yeah, sure.
Okay. Is it Dan Meltzer? What's his name?
Dave.
Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, I liked the match. I thought it was realistic. They went for a bunch of pinfalls. That's probably not a good Dave Meltzer, but hold on, I can do a good Dave Meltzer. Hold on. Well, by this point, I mean, that's that's Dave Meltzer.
Jeez, you know what? People respect his opinion. I don't. So, uh,
Look, I respect his opinion. The dude's been watching wrestling longer than I've been alive. I can just disagree with it at points, and I definitely do here. I look, I guess I can agree with his rating, give or take 7 stars. I think he went 7 stars too high. That's it.
yeah, I don't know what
Just
he sees in this match that I don't see.
it like I maybe it looks different in 1990 eyes where they've no one's ever done a submission match or whatever. Like Meltzer himself even listed it as I quit. Yeah,
Did
so
he review it in 1990? Is that from 1990?
he probably, I mean, yeah, yeah, like that's from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Like those came out like, all the time.
Yeah.
Like you subscribe to that shit and it, shows up. It showed up in the mail back then and now it's like probably electronic.
Yeah, he gets you get a fucking email from Dave Meltzer that says Greg Valentine and Ronnie Garvin's match 2 out of 5 stars. Best non-Rumble match of the night.
So I'm gonna guess that your biggest problem is the same as mine, is that it's a submission match and there's consistent pinfall attempts.
Yeah, and I don't know
And
why. Like that's
yeah,
just like not doing that's not doing anything for me. And
I I
also
will give you
I can't stand the slap offs that we constantly have. I can't
Mhm.
stand the horrible punches that Ronnie Garvin is throwing. Um,
Yeah, Ronnie Garvin's not good. Like I do not enjoy Ronnie Garvin.
no, I don't either.
And
Um,
Greg Valentine lost some points for me in this match, homie. This
Also,
I was a big fan of Greg Valentine before. This match hurts me.
every time we go for a shoulder tackle, both men have to fall over, even though one of the guys who did the shoulder tackle is perfectly fine, and then he just somehow falls over with them as well. So I didn't like that either.
Right.
Um,
So
I did like
my
the hammer jammer and the leg guard stuff. I'm
Yeah,
fine with
I
that.
mean that was cool. Like that was cool. You have it was called like the Heartbreaker, and then like that's what Greg's is called, and then Ronnie has the Hammer Jammer because that's his counter to it. Like I like that, and I like the detail that he now wears the shin guard and it like protects him from the figure four, so it doesn't hurt him at all. I like that detail. It's just that this is a national. television show. This is like
People
the
paid money
major
for this.
leagues. Yeah. This is the major leagues. We're supposed to believe that the guys on this show are the best in the world. I'll give you maybe the first time somebody goes for a pin and be like, shit, you're right. But to do it that many times, it just makes these two that are on the biggest show in the world right now look like complete idiots.
For no
And
reason.
and it's not like you can say they're not used to the match type because, no one's going for pins in the fucking Royal Rumble. And that's an unusual match type, you know? Um
Our Truth
although
did it
there
in 24, yeah.
there's going to be one a lot sooner, and it's going to come from someone that you're not going to like that it's coming from. I don't I won't ruin that part, but
Okay.
I, it just every time it just felt like they insulted their own intelligence so much throughout this match that it made me almost feel like they were insulting mine.
Okay. I like that from
Like,
you.
okay, sure. Like there's so many, like you said, there's just those double moments where they strike each other and then they both just awkwardly fall. Um,
For no
and
reason.
then yeah, I'll even like let the small package reversal out of the figure four slide because at least you're reversing a submission so it doesn't happen to you. But to hold it that long, Ronnie Garvin has no business in a submission match. The only reason he has a submission, which, by the way, is just a fucking sharpshooter.
Yeah, I mean they
He just
have
did a sharpshooter.
yeah.
It's the Scorpion Deathlock or whatever. Not quite the same, just slightly different, but it's that. And they called it a reverse figure four. I don't think so. If anything, should the reverse figure four not be the hold you are in when your figure four is reversed? Should that not be the reverse figure four?
Oh yeah, you know what? That actually makes way more sense.
What would have made way more sense was to just have these guys have a fucking match. Because clearly there were plenty of moments where they could have gone for pins. They tried to have one anyway. Just have all of those pins kicked out of and have Ronnie Garvin win with a submission. And I hate this match significantly less. That match gets 2 stars. But this is a submission match. So it gets -5.
Oh god, I love this. I love this so much.
I will flat out say, um, I hated a lot of tag matches a few shows ago when it was at the Halloween Havoc show from NWA or WCW. This is the worst match, in the entire of all the shows we've done, the entire history of this podcast. This is the worst match
I
of the
couldn't
entire
agree
thing,
more. I
and
hated this match.
we are gonna have to try to find something worse than that until we get to 1998, and then I think I might have the answer.
Oh,
but,
oh god.
and it's between the 2 stars of this show. So, so I don't even really want to go through like the moment to moment of this match because I pretty much have mentioned everything that's like important about it.
Yeah,
I
I could
mentioned
just
that I
do the
like
ending.
the
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned that I like the shin guard thing, that it protects him from the figure four, and that's probably about all I have that's positive to say about this match.
Yeah. So basically what happens is Jimmy Hart eventually takes off Garvin's hammer jammer leg guard. And then Greg gets the figure four locked in. Garvin then gets the reverse on the hold, and Greg is using the ropes to get back on top. Um, Greg then gets out of it. He's focusing on Garvin's bad leg, takes off his guard. Greg then goes for another pin. Uh, Garvin gets Greg locked up in the ropes. He eventually gets out by the help of the ref. Um, and then they both go and they grab a leg guard. Garvin knocks out Greg with the leg guard, completely legal because guess what? You can only win by submission, and knocks out Greg, and he locks in his sharpshooter and wins the match.
Yep.
So shout out Ronnie Garvin. He got a win at Royal Rumble 1990. So
Yeah, he got to wrestle on a show. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen to us again. If that's if this match is any indication of that. Uh, I'll say that at this point, like Greg Valentine's best years are behind him. Of course, he's probably just like hanging around because it's money. It's his life. He enjoys it. He's not trying to be like world champion, best in the world right now, kind of shit. He's making the money. He's doing his job. Um, he was awesome in the first few WrestleManias. He was my very first performer of the night, if you remember. Uh, the first thing I ever said about Greg Valentine on this podcast was that watching him wrestle made me a better wrestler. We've come a long way since then in the 90s now. Ronnie Garvin, since him showing up, he's just not been impressive to me. I just have not really dug him at all. Anytime he's on the screen, he's fair at best, and I don't know. It's just I just never been that into him, and it's not. I don't know if it's because maybe I don't fuck with the style he is. He's just not. I'm not his target audience or whatever. I just haven't been that into Garvin.
he's also like 90 years old.
Yeah, that too.
But after the match, we get a Mr. Perfect interview. Basically, what he's saying is that he got the perfect number of the draft, which is 30. He also has a quote here where he goes, you know, um, Mr. Genius's hair will grow back, but Brutus's ribs won't grow back the same. Just some general shit like that, which sets up for I'm gonna be honest with you. Brother Love, I love him as a gimmick. I loved him in that one thing he did. Uh, but man, is Brother Love not annoying now? And I hated that
Oh,
I had to sit through this.
I hated this. I hated this too. But I haven't liked Brother Love at all.
I just thought
This
this was annoying.
aged terribly. This is cringe as fuck.
Yeah,
I There was a lot of this that, like, when I was watching this, I go, "There's no fucking way this would happen in 2024."
no, not at all.
And if it did, it would be written better than this. Now, for the 80s, oh my god, this hit in the 80s. It hit in the 80s. For the 80s, this might have been okay, but this is the 90s. Honestly, for the 90s, it was probably fine, but in 2024 eyes, it's just like it's very cringy. It's uncomfortable to watch. Um, you have like this dude that's red in the face and this like, this slim woman bullying this poor older black lady who's I'm not gonna say she's like big, but I mean that's what they're getting
Alluding
at
to,
with
yeah.
that's what they're alluding to. And it's just fucking mean. And I get it, they're heels, but other heels do really sleazy, terrible, awful things on the show to get heat. And
Yeah,
maybe this is me being a mark, but I really didn't like this. And tons of fun. It doesn't sound great in 2024. Um, you remember two Royal Rumbles ago, we had Dino Bravo trying to break a weightlifting record.
yeah, which was
Last year we had the
hilarious.
pose down, which was the greatest segment of all time.
Uh huh.
And now this. This is what we went with in 1990. And I hated it.
Another pose down would be the greatest thing that WWF could do right now. Uh, but yeah, I could do like a brief overhaul of this. I have some few notes on it. I was just really bored with it mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Love comes out and he's talking about peasants and people who are peasants and who have no class, no finesse. So then he's like, but there is one person who's great, Sister Sherry. So Sherry comes out to the ring
Oh yeah, it was like Sister Queen,
Sherry, yeah,
sensational
sensational
Sherry.
Sherry.
Yeah.
And so Sherry comes out there, and they're talking for a minute, and she goes, "There was a picture below peasant in the dictionary, and it was a picture of this woman." And then Sapphire comes out. She gets in the ring and she starts dancing and everything, trying to have a good time. Uh, and then they start making fun of Sapphire's clothes, start making fun of her appearance and everything. And then Brother Love goes, "If Brother Dusty is a common man, that makes you a common woman." And it's like, okay, who cares?
Okay. I think
Um,
that's the idea, right?
yeah. And Sapphire, she then slaps Sherry. And of course, Macho Man comes out and he's
Oh, we
aggressive.
know he'll fucking hit a woman, bro. We know he don't give a
He
shit.
grabs Sapphire by the top of her shirt. And he's like holding on for dear life. And then Dusty comes out and Macho meets him outside. They get into a little scuffle. But as they're right next to the apron, Sapphire jumps on the back of Macho and Brother Love pulls her off of him. And then the WWF officials are breaking them up. And then Dusty, he goes back into the ring, and Brother Love's making fun of him, and he tries to run away, and then he starts beating up on Brother Love and throws him out of the ring. And him and Sapphire for the next 4 minutes do dances in the ring, which is kind of weird. I was looking up some things about Sapphire and Dusty, and did you know
Okay.
Dusty hated this? He thought he didn't need a manager. He was already this big time name, and he hated how
I,
he had to be with Sapphire.
I'll say this. I agree that he didn't need it, but I do think she adds a good bit to his act. And it's not about needing it. It's you know, like why not do this? Because what honestly, like, what is Dusty doing right now? Like he's feuding with Randy Savage, cool, but he has a valet. He has a second, so you need to have somebody with Dusty. And it's like, why not this Sapphire woman? Like, I think it looks cool them doing the Dusty dances together. It's fun. It's a nice little wholesome moment. I think it has a lot of like good energy to it. So it's not like, yeah, Dusty didn't need it, but like he definitely benefits from this.
Yeah.
At least in
Um,
my opinion, because it's like his gimmick here in WWE isn't the I'm the common man that's fighting for the fucking for all my poor people back home, and I'm taking on the rich. Like, no, he's the son of a plumber, and he's just dancing. He's all it is over in WWE. He just dances. So give him someone to fucking dance with until he's a top guy and he doesn't need the valet and he can fight the top guys. But like for right now, just have Sapphire, dude, and just shut the fuck up and take your WWF paycheck and let Sapphire get paid. Sapphire's getting paid.
yeah, and from my eyes, we randomly saw her at what was it? SummerSlam maybe?
Yeah, it was
Or Survivor Series.
it was Survivor Series. Yeah,
And she was just randomly in the crowd, and now she's with Dusty, so
yeah, and it's cool. It's awesome. Like it doesn't hurt his act at all. It doesn't hurt his stance with the crowd. If anything, it helps him. So just fucking do it. Just go with it. And
and
also, this dude again tried to have Ric Flair lose to Rick Steiner in like 5 minutes in a cage. So fuck him.
yeah, if he would have said Kevin Sullivan in 5 minutes, I would have believed it.
R.I.P. to Dusty Rose, though. True legend. Fucking great guy. I bet.
I love
I just,
Dusty. When
I
Dusty's
just love
music
being a
hits,
podcast troll.
when Dusty's music hits, it's
His
fucking
his
great.
music does hit. It is awesome. It brings such a good feeling to my body.
Yeah.
That little cowbell, but right before it starts, it's just a common man.
America
It's soulful.
dream. Yeah, I agree. Uh, but after this, we have the Hacksaw interview. Uh,
Oh yeah, he'll stumble through a promo, but he gets
yeah,
there.
Hacksaw says this thing during his promo. It's he's like, I don't care what Big Boss Man saying. He's not talking to some kid at the convenience store. It's like, okay, bro, that's
because
awesome,
they
man.
robbed the place.
Yeah,
He can bully those kids as a cop.
but
Not Jim Duggan though.
it leads to the guy who's gonna take on Jacques Rougeau next year. Uh, Big Boss Man with Slick versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Mr.
Real quick
Cameron.
before we get into
Yep.
this match,
Uh-huh.
when on Peacock, um, since this match is in the same like block of with the talk segment that just happened, there's no little dot in between for me to have been like, oh my god, at least this talk segment is over. I thought there was so much left of that talk segment
Yeah. No,
that I was so upset.
I understand
This match
what
got
you mean.
free points. This match got free points just because that was not the case. It's because this match interrupted the line that I thought was going to be the rest of this talk segment.
Oh God. Um
But anyway,
I know
what were you about to say?
I
I'm
know what
sorry.
you mean because like when I was watching it and the ad, I'm just waiting for the ad and I'm not getting the
Yeah.
ad and then
And
but
then
then it,
instead we went right to Doug and Bossman.
yeah, yeah, what did you think about this match?
Well, considering what it's gone after, um, it appeared to me to be good. Now, Dave Meltzer gave this negative stars, but I watched it after a really bad talk segment, two really bad matches, and a pretty dull opener. So I thought it was all right, at
I'm
least for
gonna
this card.
I'm gonna tell you what I wrote real quick before the match started.
Okay,
Boss Man has good music. I don't mind it.
it's Slick's
Um,
music, I'm pretty sure.
okay. Hacksaw gets a good pop. I hated how he went in
I
the
love
Rumble,
Hacksaw.
especially because he didn't win the first Royal Rumble. My problem with Hacksaw and Big Boss Man right now, they cannot have good matches unless there's more people involved. I wrote a pre-match guess. Hacksaw will lose the match by disqualification or it's a double count out. I was almost right. Um,
Yeah, you were almost there. You were
yeah.
definitely right that you weren't going to see a finish. You definitely nailed that one.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, okay, if they're fighting, who's getting pinned? Because they're not going to pin Hacksaw, and I don't think Big Boss Man is going to take a pin right now. So,
I don't entirely hate Bossman in this match. I honestly would rather him do this singles shit than him be in the Twin Towers.
which I hope it's
He
over. That's got
definitely.
to be over.
I mean, Akeem came out with Slick. That's about the only affiliation these two seem to have at this point. But I mean, I think Bossman like. Does he appear to be slimming down a little bit to you? Like he doesn't
I
seem as big as he used to.
I think that he heard you talking about his sweat a couple matches ago.
Yeah, but instead this time his back was covered in sweat and his entire like front end was unbuttoned and open. So I mean,
He's kind of
he's
like
still
a stripper police by the end of the match. He's
he really
always
is
like he
like a
half his clothes
strippogram
are
cop.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Oh no! Somebody better hand me my nightstick.
yeah. This match it begins with a shoulder tackle. Big Boss Man flies out of the ring. Um, and then like
Like right here, Boss Man flies out of the ring, dude. Like he can fumble around and he floats around pretty well for his size.
yeah.
He doesn't sell for you as in the sense of he's bumping for you and like making it seem like you're killing him, but when you knock the turtle on his shell, like fuck, he flips around, dude. Like he flails.
Yeah,
He
Boss Man
hits a
is
fucking
nuts. Yeah.
enziguri in this match.
Yeah. The kick up, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, he is very agile for his size, and it doesn't make sense, but you like will understand. I don't. It's hard to like put it in words, but for a
No,
guy,
I get it.
yeah, for a guy his
Because
size, that's
I'm
really
telling
hard.
you about it.
Yeah.
He's like he's Bam Bam, but not as good as Bam Bam.
How close are we to the big show?
95 is when he
Okay.
shows up.
Which promotion?
WCW.
Okay.
Oh, trust me, you're gonna see some crucial giant moments in '95. I'm
Oh.
talking him and Hogan on the roof of a fucking building in a monster truck fight, dude.
Oh, I do not know that. So that now I'm excited for that. Okay, I don't. That's okay. What?
Yeah, dude. I told you, man. When we get to when the shark gets jumped in wrestling, the shark gets jumped.
okay.
We're approaching the shark right now. Like we're just looking at the shark. When they jump that motherfucker, there is no turning back. It's off to the races.
All right. Um, Boss Man is choking Hacksaw on the side of the ropes for a good couple minutes. Slick then gets his chain around Boss Man's neck and starts choking him as well. After that is over, after like Slick gives up, Boss Man walks over to him and he goes, "Let this be a lesson to you, pretty eyes." And
What?
yeah, Hacksaw's getting beat up for 90% of this match. Jesse also
Yeah.
mentions like Jesse said Hacksaw's learning what it feels like to be interrogated in jail. uh,
Yeah, you know, because like cops are heels and just love to beat people up or some shit. I
yeah,
really don't know what I guess that's supposed to be. Like he's a crooked cop. He's a bad cop. That's the gimmick.
yeah,
He's the evil one. He's corrupt because he's taking Slick's money. I don't fucking know. It's not like he's getting money from DiBiase.
yeah. Who hurt Boss
I don't
Man?
know. It's
Who hurt him?
oh, dude, wait, just wait. If you're asking yourself that question now,
Who hurt you, Boss
oh
Man?
man, every episode Boss Man's on, I just talk about how crazy he's gonna go. I just hope it lives up to it for you when we finally get there.
I am excited, like very excited for Boss Man. But I literally wrote after the interrogator for jail bit, will Hacksaw ever fight back? Big Boss Man then gets Hacksaw in a bear hug. The ref started testing his arms. Of course, he holds out on three. Um, Hacksaw finally gets some offense, clotheslines Boss Man over the top rope. But that lasts 30 seconds when Boss Man then regains the momentum. And Boss Man himself goes up to the top rope and
Uh oh,
misses, of course.
no way. You're kidding me.
Uh, Hacksaw gets up, shoulder tackles Big Boss Man,
And
and
they
like every other match, they both fall down, which makes no sense why Hacksaw fell down. He had
no.
all the momentum, uh, and it's just like, what are we doing, bro? Uh,
Real quick though, he got that when he lines Boss Man over the top. Boss Man got that flip clean.
yeah, he does. No, yeah, I know.
Pretty agile for a big dude, huh?
Very agile for a big guy. What else? So Slick is holding Hacksaw on the ropes, and Boss Man hits Slick on
No
accident.
way.
And while the ref is distracted with Hacksaw, Slick throws him the nightstick. And Boss Man does a cool flip with the nightstick in his hands and starts hitting
It's so
Hacksaw
cool
with
what
it.
he does with the nightstick.
Yeah.
He just,
Hacks.
I mean, obviously he was like a real cop, so he's got practice with the nightstick doing cool little
Yeah.
tricks and shit.
Yeah. Uh, oh God. Uh, Hacksaw, you see him outside the ring after he gets hit, and you see him reaching for his 2x4. He gets up, runs in the ring, hits Boss Man, or hits Boss Man, um, spanks Slick with it, and then Boss Man starts throwing chairs into the ring at Hacksaw. Hacksaw won, right, by DQ.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
was. Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
And he throws some padded chairs at fucking Hacksaw, I guess, and then he
yeah,
just kind of like swats him away with the two by
and
four. He even sits in
he
one.
sits in one. Yeah, uh, good for him. Good for him. Um,
I think I only like this match because the rest of this card was so fucking bad. I can't tell if this match was good or not.
yeah. Uh,
But I will say this real quick about
okay.
Jim Duggan. It's another Jim Duggan match where he wins. But Landon, tell me this, man.
Okay.
What is Jim Duggan's finisher?
Oh, you caught me.
Trick
Um,
question. It's a disqualification
yeah.
because every match, Jim Duggan is undefeated. But the only reason he's undefeated is because every match he wins is by DQ. Push him or don't push him. Like, if you want to push Duggan, give him wins. Have him get pins. This is not doing anything to build anyone. Like, push him or don't. You feel me? You see what I'm saying?
No, I agree. It is very annoying for a lot of these guys who aren't getting the momentum and push that they need.
Like, Mr. Perfect is already, in my eyes, higher on the card than Jim Duggan is. And all he's doing is beating people like Red Rooster or Blue Blazer or probably fucking Ronnie Garvin or Paul Romas and like people that don't matter, but he's at least winning. Where
Yeah.
Jim Duggan is consistently winning by DQ. I know what the perfect plex looks like. I know how dangerous it is when he hooks it in. Jim Duggan, the only thing I know about this dude is he doesn't sell because he's a big, tough fucking guy that is big and burly and he has a fucking 2x4. That's really about it. I don't know shit about his moveset or his finisher or like, him as a character. He's just a big goofball. I like Jim Duggan and I want to see his push actually have some fucking substance to it, but this isn't a push. This is like a nudge. That's all I got.
Okay. After the match, there was a shit ton of promos. Uh,
A lot of them, dude. Holy
if
fuck.
I'm just gonna say who all had a promo. If you had anything from them, feel free to say something about it. But I'm just gonna go ahead and roll them off.
No,
Dina,
I really don't have much to say about any of it.
Dino Bravo, Earthquake, Jimmy Hart had one. Demolition had one. Bad News Brown had one. Dusty Rhodes, The Rockers, Hercules, Rick Martel, Tito Santana, Jimmy Snuka, Akeem with Slick, The Ultimate Warrior. And then we go back to Tony and Jesse. They're talking for a minute, especially about WrestleMania
Then we
6, how you see.
go back.
Yep. And then we go back, Macho King, Randy Savage, Powers of
I got
Pain,
something to say about Jake when we get there.
Jake Roberts. All right, go ahead.
All right. So Jake has probably the most boring Royal Rumble promo of all time. Jake pretty much in his promo says the same thing that Howard Finkel's about to when he talks in a few seconds. Like Jake Roberts is literally like 30 men Royal Rumble, throw him over the top rope. Like every 2 minutes another man comes in. Like he just explains the Royal Rumble.
He's
And
like, oh, I get
he
it now.
says
Yeah.
he says wait, no, never mind. It's not him that says this, but like no, he does. He goes, "The man who's going to win is not going to be the best wrestler or the best athlete." Fucking right about that.
Don't even get me started about the man who wins this match.
It's like he fucking knows, man.
Uh, the the Hart Foundation. Um,
Hey, they're still a tag team.
yep. Honky Tonk Man and
Yeah.
Hulk
Best
Hogan.
promo period right here. Honky Tonk Man had my favorite promo.
Honky Tonk or not Honky Tonk. Hogan.
Every 2 minutes, I'm gonna play a new tune. I know 29 tunes. It's awesome.
I love him so much. If I could somehow
Oh,
get
dude.
70-year-old Honky Tonk Man to perform again, I would be excited.
If I could give him some of my own youth so he could have more years, I would.
100%. I mean, I'm 23 years old. To have some of mine, bro.
Yeah. I don't have as much to offer as you, but I'll certainly give him to Honky Tonk Man. He needs
Dude,
them.
dude, Roman versus Honky Tonk Man at WrestleMania 41. God.
I gotta finish the story. Woo!
Yeah. I mean, that could work. Southern Boy finishes the story.
Yeah, I mean it worked before.
But here we go. The Royal Rumble's here. 30 men, one winner. Only way to be eliminated is you have to be thrown over the top rope. So,
Every 2 minutes, another tune by Honky Tonk Man will be played.
the first entrance, as we know from the start of the show, the first entrance is none other than the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And there's a rule
They
here.
announce him as having drawn 30 last year. That is not true. He bought it.
He bought 30, yeah. Um, so the deal about this is if you have a manager, your manager is allowed to stay with you until you get eliminated. They really like to do that
Why
because
not?
there's like 5 managers out there at one point. Uh,
Yes, at several points they like start. It's like you have a dog that's like around another dog and he smells it. He's gonna be like, hey, dog, hey, other dog, I gotta play with him. I gotta go over there and talk to him. Like managers won't stop fucking with each other. Like you see several times, like Fuji's trying to get Hart with a cane and shit.
yeah, it's I don't understand the manager angle at all, but more power to them.
They're
Uh,
service managers. You have to let them in. You can't tell them they can't have them in.
Second entrance, Coco Beware, motherfuckers. Coco Beware is
He's got
here.
his manager with him.
Yeah, his bird Frankie. Uh,
I'm just glad he still works here.
yeah, me too. And we know, is it this year the big match at Survivor Series that he's in?
Yes, it is. So we know
Okay.
he'll at least be around until November.
Mm-hmm. He takes a
He's got
tombstone.
at least one more Thanksgiving with the company.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, DiBiase. Whoa, chill, Landon. DiBiase attacks him right away. Literally has all the offense. Um, he literally didn't let Coco do anything at all. Uh,
Nah,
Coco,
Coco goes to like line him over and he gets the it's called a bandera where he the way he like shoots him over the top.
yeah. Uh, wait, when Coco is eliminated?
Yeah, like how like
Uh,
DiBiase like bends down and uses his like his back and like arm to kind of throw him over that way.
gotcha. But yeah, Coco first eliminated by Ted DiBiase.
Yep.
Hate to see it.
Another great showing by Coco, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Enjoy that money. 'Cause goddamn,
five,
that was an easy work that day at work.
5, 4, 3, 2. Marty Jannetty is your third entrance. Marty
By the
Jannetty of the
way, Coco
Ruckus.
Beware was in the match for a total of 1 minute 36 seconds.
Okay,
I can't wait to tell you Marty Jannetty's time in the match.
okay.
A
Yeah,
minute 35.
DiBiase goes for a double axe handle on Marty. Uh, honestly, Marty, he actually gets some shots in. Uh,
A little bit.
yeah, but basically, DiBiase's on the side of the ropes. Marty's running after him. DiBiase ducks, and he's like, "Whoa!" And Marty
And
goes
Jannetty just
flying
throws
over him.
himself out, man.
Yep.
Jannetty just didn't want to be in the Rumble. He just wanted to get DiBiase out with him because what would have happened if he hit him? They would have just both gone over.
Yeah. Uh, uh, also, at this moment, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. If you are a heel, you will not attack a baby face. And if you're a baby face, you will not attack a heel. So be ready for that. uh, number 4 entrance. Got any guesses?
Well, I mean, I know who it is. It's our friend Jake the Snake Roberts.
Um,
But Ted DiBiase doesn't even let him get to the fucking ring. He just runs out there and slams him on the floor.
Jake the Snake ever turn bad? Yes or no?
Yeah, he will at some
Really?
point. Yeah, that means that's gonna be interesting because that means he's gonna have to do fucking wrestling moves. So he's gonna have to like do offense. It's gonna be strange. He does a wrestling move in this match, by the way, in this Royal Rumble.
Um,
He he just gives him a back body drop. Hell yeah,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's it. Everything else is
Yeah.
punch, kick, snake, DDT.
Yeah, yeah, they brawl out on the floor. Jake hits Ted with a clothesline. Jake also tries to go for the DDT, of course. Nothing. And then Jake actually survives. He is not eliminated yet. And out comes entrance number 5.
Here's your best outfit of the night for sure.
Oh, really? Wow, I can't believe you
Did
just
you,
said that.
bro? Okay, at the right now, try to look at Randy Savage's outfit from this show. That gear was awesome.
Okay, well, And I'll tell you something. I didn't like the long pants.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
I loved it. I loved this gear. Well, either way,
Yeah.
he just goes. The heels go straight to teaming on Jake. He just chokes the fuck out of Jake.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
an '80s trope that's still left over here in the '90s, they tie his arms up in the ropes. How's he ever gonna get out, Landon?
no clue. No clue. I would
They
love to
love this
see.
shit.
I would love to see a Jake Roberts and Macho Man feud, just like
Um,
the Ted and Ted and Jake feud they have going on
yeah.
right now.
I mean, yeah. Randy Savage would just be beating Jake the entire time because Jake doesn't really fight.
Yeah, I would like to see that
I-
just so I can see Jake Roberts actually have to fight someone.
Like
But yeah,
dude, he is on the ground so much in this Royal Rumble. He's just always getting his ass kicked.
yes, Jake Roberts is getting his ass kicked at the moment, but out comes number 6, a baby face, of course,
Like
Rowdy Piper.
a like a fucking maniac.
Yeah, he comes in.
Crowd's hot for this though.
Yeah, he comes in. He's on a rampage. I have a question.
All
Right
right.
now in 1990, why isn't my guy Roddy Piper in the biggest matches?
Um,
Do they hate him right
I
now?
don't know, man. I don't know. It just seems like his time's passed. Like he was the top heel when WrestleMania came around, but we never got an actual like singles match with Hogan and Savage or not Savage, Piper. We never got one. Piper was fighting Mr. T, and then he was just gone.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if it's a size thing or what. Like Piper was just never a big like never a big star in WWE. Like he was a one of the top guys for a minute, like when he was against Hogan. But after that, that's just kind of that was it. When you get shit like this, like not that I've disliked him and Rude or he'll do some cool stuff with Bret Hart down the line, but
Okay, well that's good
just
because I feel like he should. But
you're never gonna get that Piper world title run that you're thinking he should have. That's for sure.
yeah, well he definitely deserves one of those. But also you got to look at it in the perspective of he did leave for 2 years, and it's just like
Mhm.
we're not gonna treat you like you were treated before because you left us. So
Yeah, like he hasn't even wrestled at a WrestleMania since coming back. Like he's just done the Survivor Series and this that I've seen. Like, did he wrestle at SummerSlam?
no, that's
No,
when
he
he
cost
returned,
Rick the
right?
belt. He
Yeah. He
returned
did
at
leave
Mania
Mania. Yeah, Rick Rude and him were
for that
arguing.
awful fucking talk segment. They, but he does they do a nice little series of events here where like he comes in and takes down the heels and frees Jake. They do the thing where they're both fighting a heel, but they back up into each other and they like like pull back their hand to like hit the other one, realizing that they're it's two good guys, and they just turn around and keep beating the fuck out of the heels. I thought that was a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, and then you also get
Um,
moments where Macho and uh, Piper almost eliminate each other. Um,
yeah, we also start to get to this thing now that the ring starts to fill up with people, where it's like everybody starts to have a fucking like everybody shares a gravitational pull. And they cannot help but just cluster up all together.
yeah, it's like, hey, we're all gonna go to the bottom right side of the ring now.
Yeah, they start to spread out when we get to like 6 to 8 people in the match. But right here at the beginning, they when it's like 4 to like, and they start building to 6 people. They all just clump together, and it's the strangest thing. It was like that battle royal, um, where there were 2 rings, and you had to
WrestleMania.
throw.
Oh no, yeah,
No,
that's WCW.
it was Wrestle War, right?
Yeah, probably.
Because there was a it was definitely one that had a it was a War Games one.
Yep.
Because he had to throw him from one ring to the other, and everybody just huddled around the middle, and that was just kind of what these 4 start doing before the next entrant comes out.
Next entrance though, number 7, Warlord. Uh-oh. we
And
have
he does
a
significantly better than last year.
yeah. He has the record right until Santino Morella at 2 seconds.
Yeah, despite Shawn Michaels' best efforts this year.
Oh, I know, bro. I know. Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. Uh,
It was going to be brought up eventually.
yep.
My only note is that he just comes in and starts pounding on Piper. That's the only thing I wrote
Yeah,
about it.
I wrote, well, another heel, and guess what? Heels don't fight heels. uh, but yeah, he goes, yeah, after Jake, after Piper. Um, Warlord, huge dude. I need a
Oh
drug
yeah,
test
massive.
though. I need a drug test.
Nah, man, Tully Blanchard failed those. Warlord's fine.
Um, which after Warlord, we get entrant number 8, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Awesome.
Yep, we're about a year away from Bret's solo run, 91. But yeah,
I
like you
wrote
mentioned
here
earlier,
that the 1990 crowd loves the Royal Rumble. Like they pretty much stream the entire thing. And this is where I just noticed it while Brett was running out. But he goes straight for Warlord. There's a moment here before the next entrant comes out, which who we both love. Um, Warlord's about to be eliminated by Piper, and you literally just talked about how massive Warlord is. I wasn't a fan of him having to rake Piper's eyes
get
to
out
keep
of
from
it.
getting eliminated. Because these guys pinned like Demolition, your tag champs at the time last show.
Back to back.
He's
Each Power of
Yeah,
Pain member got one.
but he's having to eye rake to get out of an elimination.
Yeah, it's
But
not
I
a good
mean,
look.
yeah,
Not a good look at all.
no,
But it's
yeah,
not. It's the
but
90s.
honestly, I'm gonna block a lot of character detriment out of my brain after this show.
Piper and Brett do some good double team moves on the Warlord.
hmm
But yeah, entrant number 9. I wrote down my winner pick. My
Yeah, I don't care
king.
what actually happens. This guy won the 1990 Royal Rumble, as far as I'm concerned.
This is my king, my muse, my everything. Bad News
Yeah.
Brown, and guess what? He'll fight anybody. He
Oh yeah.
he don't give a
He
fuck.
doesn't give a fuck.
If
Not at all. But he goes straight for the motherfucker that broke his trophy a few years ago.
yeah, Bret Hart. I love going and thinking about that Bret got second in that Battle Royal. Uh, uh, in this moment, Jake tries a DDT on DiBiase. Of course, it doesn't work. He never gets one. Um,
No, no, not
Macho
quite.
Macho then comes charging at Jake and eliminates him. So Jake is eliminated right here
Yeah,
by
bye, Jake.
Macho Man. Yeah, by
Yeah,
Macho
bye,
Man.
bitch. Who
Yeah.
cares? I
Uh,
thought it was pretty cool though, like just the way it lined up with him going for the DDT, and of course he's at like perfect clotheslining height. I thought that was really cool.
mhm.
Pretty nice little spot.
Yeah. I just wish Jake would get one off. A
Yeah,
DDT that is. Yeah.
yeah. Michael Hayes is getting them all over on the other show.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Jake manages to hit more people with a fully grown snake than he does manage to hit DDTs.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I feel like the snake is significantly harder.
uh Uh, also before the next entrance, Piper almost knocks DiBiase out, but Savage
Yeah.
saves him. Right now, Savage, DiBiase, Piper are carrying this Rumble match. Uh,
Are they ever?
yeah, the number 10 entrance
Brett's
though.
there though too.
Yeah, Brett's there. Yeah, sure. Um, the number 10 entrance though, we saw him earlier. It's the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
He's about to get a fuck of an elimination right off the bat.
Yeah, he does. Uh, Dusty goes straight after Savage, of course, because they were feuding during the show as
Oh
well.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
he grabbed Sapphire earlier. That's
yeah,
fucked up.
Macho charged at Dusty Rhodes. Dusty then hits a backdrop, and Savage goes over the top rope.
Savage almost does an entire front flip over those ropes. He he soared over the top, dude.
Savage is the
Great
best.
looking elimination. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
best seller of all time. I mean, he's gonna make anything look good. I could eliminate Savage right now by poking him, and he'll make it look like that I just murdered
Yeah,
him.
absolutely he will. Before like the next entrant comes out, like while the countdown is happening, Dusty Rhodes is also in the corner doing 10 punches. So on one side you have the crowd counting down for the next entrant, while you have the other crowd, like the other half of the crowd, counting up with Dusty's punches. It's so fucking chaotic.
I hope we get to see like the main event for this year. Oh, that might be next. No, I think Wrestle War probably comes for main event 3. Um,
What date is main event 3?
it's a great question. Yeah,
I mean, fuck it. Let's take an intermission in the Royal Rumble, right? Let's fuck
Oh,
it.
it's like it's February 23rd.
Okay, it's literally 2 days before Wrestle War, so maybe main event's next then. Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, February 23rd. We have 3 more of them. We have main event 3, 4, and 5.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. So here comes Andre the Giant.
Yeah, entrance number 11, Andre the Giant. And boy oh boy is Andre not in here. Uh
I mean, he's there, but he's not really
yeah.
there. He
Yeah.
looks so tired, man.
Yeah,
It
you
looks
just
like
gotta feel
moving
bad.
actually hurts this dude. I feel bad watching it. Like I see that he like still enjoys what he's doing. He likes to be there. Uh, he likes performing. He likes wrestling. It's just, god damn, is it probably really stressful on his body at this point.
Yep. And you know something crazy? My guy, Andre the Giant, goes in, headbutts Warlord,
Yeah,
um, and then gives him a hip toss and eliminates him.
yeah,
Hey,
tosses him right out.
hey, Andre, he's a heel, buddy.
He's a heel, dude. Yeah. And then like Heenan and Fuji almost get into it because of it. I thought that was a little funny moment.
Yeah. And then Piper and Dusty, of course, start double teaming on Andre because why the fuck not?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
The biggest guy in your whole company just got in and eliminated the other biggest guy in your company, and why would you not want to try to eliminate him? Uh, so yeah, but Andre, he does the meeting of the minds on Piper and Dusty, which I just always
He
love.
does that a lot.
Yeah, it's just one of his 3 moves. Sit on you,
Yeah,
chop.
anytime two baby faces are beating him up, he just grabs both of them and just just to get him to stop doing it. He's like, "Guys, I'm hurting. Please get the fuck away from me, please."
Uh, but number 12 could possibly be the winner of this match, hopefully.
Okay,
It's the Red Rooster.
we'll revisit this in 2 minutes.
Uh,
Red Rooster comes out, by the way, and does nothing cool,
no, no.
but
Um,
we do get a nice little tease here for something I don't know if we're gonna get, but god damn, I want to see if it does happen.
uh,
You know what I'm talking about?
I well,
It's when Piper throws Bad News Brown over.
oh, okay.
Um,
I mean,
you're
that's what I was gonna bring
distracted
up.
by the sound of your heart breaking,
Yeah,
but Bad News Brown just grabs Piper and pulls him on over.
pulls them out as well. Yeah. Uh, and guess what? That counts. Piper is also out with him as well.
Yeah, sure, counts this year. Sure. Um, I want to see Piper versus Bad News Brown.
Yeah, why not? I'm down for it.
I don't care if Piper wins. I just think Piper versus Bad News Brown would be awesome to watch.
Versus Hogan for the WWF Championship. That would solve all my problems, Cameron.
Well, yeah, yeah. Man, I can't wait to ask you at the end of this show what you think WrestleMania 6's main event is.
Oh, I already. Yeah, it's Bad News Brown. He's a special guest referee.
Yes.
Now Bad News Brown is
Bad News
cashing
Brown,
in.
who was in the Royal Rumble for an entire 6 minutes and 4 seconds, will be main eventing.
He's cashing
It's
in his
like,
Money in the Bank
oh, okay, okay.
on on Hulk Hogan, and yeah, he wins the champ. I already know it. Yeah, you're welcome. I just told you. But yeah, so after Piper and Bad News Brown eliminate each other. They're fighting up the ramp. We have entrant number 13. It's Axe from
Oh
Demolition.
yeah, Rooster's gone, by the way.
Is this where he gets eliminated? They don't really show it because they're fighting up the ramp, right? In
Yeah,
that,
he's gone.
yeah, I remember
Andre
that
throws
part.
him out.
Yeah, sad. I thought he was
My
gonna win.
bitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my next note: Andre eliminates Red Rooster, but you can't see it. Yeah. So you can tell Andre is right here is where I wrote it. Like he's tired. And he gets tied up, of course, on the ropes, and Dusty and Axe are beating him up. This is Andre's calling, where he's like, guys, please eliminate me now, please, for the love of God. Um,
Oh no, I'm caught in the ropes again.
yeah.
Help me.
Um, we now have 5 men in the ring, and let's add a sixth member.
Yeah,
Entrant
why
number
not?
14 is Haku.
Yeah. Andre gets help as if he needed it.
Yeah.
And this begins a nice sequence of basic battle royal fighting. Basically strike day in wrestling school. Just hit each other. Don't worry about doing anything too exciting or too cool. Just punch each other.
Yeah.
Forearming with the brothers, as some of us call it. Or as I call it, the reason I fucking hate being in battle royals.
Hey, at least you're honest about it.
Oh, I'm very honest about it. It's one of those things where it's like fans love it because they like seeing a bunch of wrestlers at one time, but wrestlers hate it because you're in the ring with a bunch of wrestlers at one time.
Okay. All right. No, I fuck with that. You know what?
They're just not fun. They're just boring for me at least.
But what happens here is we get entrance number 15. The other half of Demolition smashes here.
Yeah. Now Axe did need the help, and his help has arrived. So now we have the whole set of Colossal Connection versus Demolition.
And
Um,
and we're
what could
halfway
make
over.
this? What could make this bad though? Like if who could be next in this match to just make us roll what's left of my eyes so I could probably see the back of my skull?
Tito Santana?
Not quite, though he's on the way.
Yeah, oh yeah, he is. Uh yeah,
Oh, don't
honestly.
worry. Here he comes. He's
Oh,
next.
wait. I have to foreshadow something.
Okay.
I wrote halfway through now. Hogan is not out there yet. If he wins, I'll be fucking furious. Um, Te- Ted, Ted at 1, already at 15. Winning would be so good for him.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm living proof. You can enter number one and win these things, man. I'm telling you, you can
Yeah,
do
you
it.
did it 3 weeks ago. Why is
I did it, man.
my guy
It's not
Ted?
that fucking hard, Ted.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing, bro?
To be fair, took me 9 tries. This is the third Royal Rumble.
Well, Royal Rumble 9, Ted better win that shit, or you're a
Yeah, he
better
fucking
wrestler.
better, dude.
You're a better
He
wrestler than
fucking better.
Ted. I'm gonna say it right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's entrant number 16 is Akeem, and I wrote
Yeah,
B with
there it
nine
is.
O's.
I wrote,
Accent
then I wrote
Smash.
Akeem goes for Andre like a dumbass.
Accent Smash though, eliminate Andre the Giant. You're welcome, America.
Yep. I did like that it was Demolition that did it as a team because Andre just, him and Haku just won the tag belts from Demolition. But also, do you remember last year's Royal Rumble where Demolition were 1 and 2 and number 3 was Andre the Giant?
And
And this is something that the Royal Rumbles will do over time is they'll constantly make references to
to
past
past
Rumbles
Rumbles.
with some of the way they have their entrance and eliminations and stuff like that. Like somebody will eliminate someone and it's a big deal, and then next year at the next Rumble it's the inverse and the guy got him back for it. It's always been something really cool I thought the Rumbles do, and seeing it here where Demolition kind of gets Andre back. Not that I don't remember if he eliminated them or not last year, but I definitely will never forget that Demolition were the first two, and they beat the piss out of each other until Andre showed up. And then Andre kind of kicked their asses. So having this little moment tied up from last year, I thought was really cool.
Um, Also, Bret Hart gets eliminated here, but you do not see it because of the Andre elimination because he is pissed off.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. And it was by, of all people, Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, that's face on face crime right there.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Uh, Entrant number 18 though, with his manager Dino Bravo.
So, wait, is it Frenchie that's with him, or does he have a different manager now?
It's now Dino Bravo. Uh,
Well,
and
Dino Bravo.
oh,
You said he's with his manager.
my bad. Yeah, it's now Jimmy Hart,
Okay,
who is now waving the Canadian flag for
Canadian.
Dino Bravo. Yeah.
And Jimmy Hart's got a lot. He's got more Canadians now than when he was with the Hart Foundation.
Yeah. Um,
He's got the Rougeaus, although they're Americans now. That's right. Fuck.
so here's
Yeah,
who's all.
he's only got two Canadians. He's got Dino and the Earthquake.
I wrote this down because I said the manager situation's out of hand, but we literally had Heenan, Fuji, Slick, and Hart and Virgil right here.
There, dude. Okay, between this entrant and the next one. First of all, Dino Bravo also does nothing cool. He literally comes in and immediately starts getting his ass kicked. But Demolition have Ted almost over, and then Bravo comes over and he rakes the eyes of Smash. And then Dusty walks over and he rakes the eyes of Bravo. And then Ted walks over and rakes the eyes of Smash. Literally three people not
Irate.
looking at each other, not seeing any of it, just all went to eye rakes, and it was just like bam, 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 like right in succession. I had to pause and like laugh and catch my breath. Dude, Battle Royal offense, as much as I said it was like boring, when it's hilarious, it's pretty hilarious because there's not much you can do. It's punch, eye rake, try to eliminate him, punch him in the gut, kick him. Oh no, he's about to eliminate me, eye rake. It's like there's not much you can do because you can't go do wrestling moves because you'll run into someone and get hurt. So
Oh
sometimes
god.
Battle Royal offense is just hilarious, dude. And the camera pans in on Dusty and Bravo literally having a fucking conversation.
Uh, Entrant number 19 though, the Canadian Earthquake, and I wrote
The first
here.
thing he does is rake eyes.
I would be okay with Earthquake winning.
Uh, I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
I said with Andre out, easily the biggest guy in the ring will now be Earthquake. If you want to go that route again, like what you did with Big John Studd, I would be totally okay with it. Um,
Would have made as much sense, I guess, as Big
yeah,
John Studd winning.
uh, yeah, and basically what Earthquake does, he comes in, starts jumping up and down. Some eye rakes are going on. Earthquake eliminates Dusty by hitting him in the back to throw him over. Earthquake then picks up Axe and eliminates him as well, which leaves them, or which leads us into number 20, Jim the Anvil
Here we go.
Neidhart.
He goes straight for Earthquake, man. The balls on this guy. He went straight for the biggest dog.
Yeah, and right now we have, we have 10 dudes left, 6 people in the ring. Uh, sorry. Whew. Yeah.
Is
So
it? There's literally like It's the point where like everybody in the ring except Bravo.
yeah, he gets
Like
there
they start
last.
to throw Earthquake over, and Bravo runs over there. He's like, "No, fuck, stop, 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 stop!" And they get Earthquake over. Fucking great spot, I thought.
Yeah, no,
Great spot.
they did the right thing. Like Jim led the
Yeah,
charge, and it's like, hey, we
yeah.
gotta.
Jim Neidhart getting Earthquake, like getting his feet off the ground. This is our chance to run in there and get this motherfucker out of here. And then Dino Bravo's like, "Fuck, this is our chance to get that motherfucker out of here." No. I
Uh,
love this spot. I thought it made perfect sense. Everybody has to get that dude out, but Dino Bravo doesn't want that shit. I love this. That was a great spot.
but that leads to entrant number 21. One of the
Oh, load up the rocket fuel.
Yeah, one of the biggest names right now, I guess, in WWF, your IC
I'd say the
champion.
number two. I'd say the
Yeah,
number two guy right now.
yeah, for real. Ultimate Warrior. So now it's Warrior comes in. He was attacked by Bravo and just fucking eliminates him. Uh,
Yeah, it's really awkward, but he gets him out.
and guess what? Ted DiBiase's still here. I wrote that down. I was like, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Um,
He's in here a minute. Like he lasts almost 45 minutes,
I don't
which is kind of
understand.
crazy.
I don't understand though how Warrior comes in and just eliminates Bravo. I think I would have liked it if he had eliminated like two or three people
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I mean,
by
even Earthquake
himself.
came in and got two.
Yeah. Um,
He should have cleared out a few more here,
but
for
it
sure.
it does lead to entrant number 22.
Oh yeah, Hero,
The
the podcast for sure.
yeah, top two right now for me. The model Rick Martel, who turned on stupid ass Tito Santana. Uh, Darren, or before the next entrance, Haku eliminated Smash with a kick, which was a very nice kick. It's like that, the
Yes.
Samoan kick that they all have, which is
Yeah, little like
awesome.
Savat kick or Samat kick, whatever the fuck he calls it. I don't remember, but it's got some nice little name. But he throws
Um,
it very well.
Jim,
Martel almost goes out.
Jim Neidhart almost eliminates Martel, but he does the hold on. Um, dude, you gotta have great core strength for that, right? You,
Yeah, I imagine the way
yeah.
he held on. Yeah.
And of course, because they will always be intertwined, number
Oh
23,
yeah.
Tito Santana. Uh,
I wonder who he's gonna go after.
yeah.
We're approaching a year since he turned on him, dude.
I don't.
Tito's still mad.
I love how you said. I wrote Tito goes right after Martel. Does not give a fuck about anybody else.
R.I.P. Strike Force. Dude, this broke Tito's heart. He must have thought the world of Rick Martel. He loves Strike Force. That or he spent all of his money, all of his life savings on a bunch of Strike Force merch that he just knew was going to sell. And then Rick Martel turned on him and now he has no money.
Yeah, he's like over there at at like the creative table, and he's like, "Oh, Rick, look how cool these shirts are, dude. We're gonna sell so many." And underneath Rick's voice, he's like, "We," and then
I'm going to turn on you.
yeah, Tito's like, "What'd you say?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing, man. Yeah, I love the shirts." It's like one of those moments. Uh, Warrior absolutely fucking levels Haku with a clothesline here, which it's cool to
Yeah.
see like Warrior do shit like that. And that's what it should have happened when he first got in there, but I guess he has to wait for
Yeah,
fans.
you'd think that the moment you get into the Rumble is your moment to get all your cool shit in and like do some nice things and get a few hot eliminations, but nah,
Entrant number
not
24 though
not 1990.
is
Here we go.
another
Fuck
fan favorite.
yes.
I don't know if he's been singing in the back for everybody, but
Well, he had to be every 2 minutes, man. He's still got a few more tunes to go.
yeah, it's the Honky Tonk Man. And right here, unfortunately, the number one entrance is eliminated by by the Ultimate Warrior. Ted DiBiase is eliminated. He lasted 24
Yeah,
people.
Neidhart also went out right before this. I think it was during the Honky Tonk Man's entrance because like Neidhart is credited as going out from Warrior, DiBiase, and Rick Martel,
Okay,
and then Warrior gets DiBiase. DiBiase lasted 44 minutes and 47 seconds.
has to be a record,
Fucking great
right?
showing. I'd imagine it is at this point because I
Yeah,
mean
Rey
the two
Mysterio breaks
rumbles
it.
before this, yeah, the two rumbles before this, Bret Hart lasted the longest, but that was only like 20 something minutes because there were only 20 people. And then last year, I don't think there was anyone that was in that long.
All
But
right,
Ted
here.
DiBiase, bro, he was Iron Man in this shit. Like he went 20, yeah, 24 people.
And
Fucking cool.
unfortunately, uh,
Yep, here we go. Fucking all the fun's over. Yep.
number 25.
Oh, 1990s looks a lot like 1980s, at least in terms of, or at least sounds a lot like it. It's still pretty red, still pretty fucking yellow.
Number 25, Hulk Hogan. I am the real American. I'm just gonna sing that to make my woes go away. But it's quick. It's what Warrior should have gotten. It's Hogan eliminates Snuka. Hogan eliminates Haku.
Did we even talk about Snuka coming in, or did we like miss that?
No, I think we did. When does Snuka come in?
He came in right before Bravo, because he came in and got Hakeem. I said Hakeem. He came in and got Hakeem.
Oh, I guess we did. So sorry, Jimmy Snuka. We totally skipped over
I
you.
even I even made this note where it's like Demolition team up, and it starts to like force random pairs to team up on them. So like Haku and Snuka started working together for the rest of the match until Hogan comes in and throws Snuka out. So that was fun.
And
Oh, he
his
also
tag
takes
team
Haku with
partner.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There we go. You see where this is going?
Superfly Jimmy Haku. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Hogan rips his shirt. Another big reaction.
yeah.
Oh, hey, Santana gets some revenge on Rick Martel, but Martel holds on and Santana falls over. No.
Yep. So currently in the ring, we had Martel, Honky Tonk Man, Warrior, and Hogan. Honky starts choking Hogan with his shirt in the corner. Uh, Entrant number 26 comes out. None other than the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Uh,
Who got a surprisingly massive reaction.
yeah.
As a matter of fact, they were still cheering for him by the time he was thrown out.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. Hogan eliminated Honky Tonk Man, unfortunately. Warrior
Yeah, sad, whatever.
eliminates Shawn
Warrior
Michaels.
now eliminates Shawn Michaels. What?
Quick.
Shawn
Quick,
Michaels was
boy.
in this match for 12 seconds.
So unfair. Janetti got more than him.
Which you got to get it down to Hogan and Warrior so we can have this baby face stare down. And honestly, until they started doing shit, the stare down was cool.
Yeah.
It's just that they were like, hey, what's the most 1980s dumb shit thing we can do right now? And Warrior goes, crisscross. So they do it. And then they just collide into each other and go down.
Yep.
Which, to their credit, I still thought was a neat little moment because, like, these are two unbeatable heroes. These are two, like, it's that same dumb shit of the unstoppable force and the immovable object crashing, and they both fell, and it was a stalemate. I feel like any other point in history, Hogan would not have left his feet. So at least Hogan's putting in a little bit of effort to making Warrior look cool.
he better.
Maybe.
Um,
We'll see.
but yeah, which leads to entrance number 27, which is the Barbarian from the Powers
Yeah,
of
his
Pain.
partner's long gone.
Yeah.
He comes down as in are there and he comes in and Hogan and Warrior are both down.
So you start
And
doing like elbow drops and just casual hits on them, doing whatever
my
it
notes
takes.
say I can't wait to see how he fucks this up.
I guess so. And the craziest part is before the countdown even gets away from number 10, entrance number 28, uh, Rick Rude runs in. He just randomly shows up. He's just like, I don't give a fuck. The timer started. Um, Rude, of course, goes after Warrior because of they had that feud forever.
Yes.
Warrior saves
No one lets
Hogan.
anything go in the WWF. No one lets anything go. Everyone's mad at everyone at all times.
Uh, Warrior saves Hogan from the Barbarian and Rude
Pretty
onslaught
dumb
in
move.
him. Yeah. Then they start double teaming Warrior, and Hogan charges in and saves him, and clotheslines basically all of them, but only eliminates the Warrior. Ultimate Warrior has been
Yeah.
eliminated.
And he's so pissed at Hogan that he just jumps back in the ring and beats the fuck out of the heels that didn't eliminate him.
Yeah. which which leads us to entrance number 29, Hercules.
Hmm.
And you can't
Yeah,
tell me
not
that
much happens.
Hercules would have given his money or his entrance up for money like 29.
Oh,
Like you,
dude. Well, hey, we've already seen that Hercules will not, he will not be bought by Ted DiBiase. We've already established that. That was Hercules' entire babyface turn was like DiBiase bought his contract and wanted to make him his servant, and Hercules said, "No, fuck you, I'm better than that." But Rick Rude, dude, Barbarian. These people don't need some of Ted DiBiase's money.
yeah, especially Barbarian. Yeah, I mean, what are we doing here, honestly?
Or Mr. Fuji could have been like, "I'll take that money. Hey, Barbarian, you're number one now." Because let's think about this. DiBiase couldn't draw his number. Virgil had to do it. So that leads me to believe that Fuji drew for the Powers of Pain.
Oh, and he did a bad job.
I mean, he did one good he got one for Barbarian, but like, Warlord got kind of fucked. But think about this, man. Warlord came in at number 7. I feel like if he had bought if Ted DiBiase had bought number 27 from Barbarian, Barbarian could have lasted until 7 for the Warlord to come out, and they could have strong armed this thing together.
Yeah.
But instead, no, this is what happens, and Ted DiBiase loses. He did, in fact, set a record of 44 minutes 47 seconds. I see that
At,
note now.
at the time, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Hercules comes out, and the conversation we just had is pretty much more than Hercules does when he comes in. Not really anything happens.
I love that from you. Uh, yeah, because we instantly go to number 30, who we know is Mr. Perfect. And so, all right, so we have the final five. It's Hogan, Perfect, Rude, Barbarian, and Hercules. A lot of things are going through my mind right now. I'm like, okay, Hogan's the obvious choice, but Mr. Perfect has never lost. Rick
Yeah,
Rude, Rick Rude would have been a crazy good win for him. And Barbarian and Hercules doesn't really. I don't. What even
yeah.
are they?
I feel like even if I didn't know who was winning going into this, I'd have looked at this and been like, "Well, Barbarian's not winning." In my eyes, it should have been Mr. Perfect.
That makes
I
the
can
most
make an
sense.
argument for Rude, but I feel like Mr. Perfect would have been just that. It would have been perfect because that adds a big thing to his perfect record. But nah, Hogan, LOL. I know I'm getting
Yes.
ahead of ourselves
Yeah.
because we're not there yet, but I mean,
So
it's
ne-
it's a Hulk Hogan Reign of Terror moment here. So
Mr. Perfect and Hercules eliminates Barbarian. So now we have the final four: Hogan, Rude, Hercules, and Perfect.
it's a lot of awkward shit that just happens, and then Rude just like ignores an eye rake from Hogan, by the way, entirely. Like, he just ignores it and then goes and eliminate Hercules.
Yep. So yeah,
So Hogan's left with 2 heels. He's got to overcome the odds. I don't like his odds. I do. I like his odds. He's
yeah.
Hulk Hogan.
So Hulk moved out of the way from a double team move from the Rude and
Of course.
Perfect. Perfect was then knocked down on the ground. Hogan whipped Rude in and out, and dude, I was about to say Dude Perfect. What the hell? Uh, Mr. Perfect
The
was
perfect
knocked.
dudes. That'd be their good tag team name.
Mr. Perfect was trying to get back into the ring, and the ring was pulled down as he was trying to like get up. So Rude,
They did that at Survivor Series.
yeah, so Rude falls over the top by accident. Um, and yeah, so then
Yeah,
Perfect
like a
hits.
big fat sweat hog.
So now it's Perfect and Hogan. Perfect hits Hogan with a boot and a clothesline. And then he yells, "Now you're gonna see it." And it's like, what do you mean? What am I gonna see? So
Well, we see it.
he does the perfect plex.
And then
And
what happens?
Hogan no sells, of
Yeah.
course. It's
Hogan, it's awesome. Finishers have now begun to trigger Hulkamania.
yeah.
The damnedest thing. it's gonna be really hard to beat this motherfucker if hitting him with your finish sends him into Hulkamania.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a
I,
broken meta right there.
I'm on Team Zeus nowadays.
Oh man, I swear. I
Zeus
feel
was
like
lost.
if only Zeus had managed to kill Hulk Hogan, like Ultimate Warrior or Mr. Perfect could have won this Rumble.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, Perfect is then thrown over the top by Hogan. And yeah, Hogan is your Royal Rumble, technically by history, your third winner. But when they started caring about it, second winner.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, bro. Look at what happened with the first two Rumble winners. I'd say this is when they start caring. I will say that this is the first time that the winner will actually get to main event WrestleMania.
Yeah, shocker.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I mean, is it literally had to be your like flagship hero of the entire brand? I will say though, Hogan bumped a lot more than I thought he would, especially for it being a Rumble. But whatever. That's um, I thought the Rumble was okay. I've yet to see one that I really enjoy as far as the ones we've watched.
yeah. Um,
Why did Hogan need this? Like, why did Hogan need to win this
here's what I
when you
want
could
you.
have used this to build Mr. Perfect?
Here's what I want you to do first. I want you to go ahead and give your whole review, and I want you to end it on your thoughts on the Rumble part.
Okay. Um, before we're after we both talk about this, I want to know what you think WrestleMania 6 is
Okay.
going to look like as far as like the main event scene.
Yeah.
Because I'm very curious because like I know what it is, but I don't feel like I've had any hint other than maybe a few moments, and I only think that because I know what's happening. Um. Anyway, this undercard fucking sucked. Um. At least the namesake match of the Royal Rumble was okay. It's for even if the Rumble is like not great, it's kind of hard not to enjoy a Royal Rumble. Um, for the most part, like there's at least sometimes enough going on. There's at least the excitement of oh who's next, you know. Um, the opening tag was all right, just really simple. Genius and Beefcake fucking suck. The submission match was abysmal, and it is without a doubt the single worst match I've seen on the entire podcast we've done. I still fucking hate Brother Love. That segment was awful. Duggan and Bossman was fine, but I really do think it was just because the rest of this match was so shitty. I'm just sick of the DQ finishes for Duggan. Um, like the half in, half out shit on his push just doesn't do anything for anybody. He's not a top guy, and it's because he doesn't win. Rumble was fine, like I said, but I think the wrong guy won. Hogan didn't need this. You could have used this to build Perfect. You could have used this to build Warrior. You Hogan was the last person that needed to win this match. This match isn't even important yet. Like other than the fact it's one of the big four. Like Royal Rumble is nowhere close to having the relevancy and prestige that it's going to, you know.
Yeah.
Um like this is just another match for Hogan to win. Who fucking cares, dude? He's got so many. He's done so much. He doesn't need anything else. But Mr. Perfect, who's just he's trying to work his way up. It would have been really good to be like I drew the perfect number. I had the perfect performance, and then I won the perfect Royal Rumble or some shit like that. But no, we don't get it because fucking Hulk Hogan, whatever. I gave this show a fucking 2 out of 5. Fuck this show. Um, do you want my match of the night and shit like that now? Or do you want me to wait?
Yeah. No, go ahead and say all of it.
I gave the match of the night to just the Royal Rumble itself because fuck if there were really any other option. My favorite promo was Honky Tonk Man. 29 different tunes. He even wanted to go first so he could sing all night long, and I loved it. I miss Honky Tonk Man getting to have more than how long was he in here? Where's
About
he at on
probably like
the?
5 minutes.
Yeah, I just miss him. Yeah, 4 minutes, not even 5. I just miss him getting to have like screen time. I thought he was really entertaining, and it's just not quite as entertaining with him not as featured as he was before. I don't know how I could even consider giving performer of the night to anyone other than Ted DiBiase for lasting 45 minutes in this Rumble, bumping his ass off the whole time, feeding, making everyone else look great. Even had a great showing at the beginning where he like, pretty much kicked the asses entirely of Coco Beware, Marty Jannetty, and then he was pretty solid throughout the rest. He didn't like load up on. He got 4 eliminations. I mean, that's pretty cool. And my favorite segment was the pre-Rumble, like all those promos, just the constant line of people talking. And then my moment of the night was Demolition, tying up that story from last year, throwing Andre out. Royal Rumble was it's not quite the road to WrestleMania moment that it is. Like now they look at Royal Rumble as like the first stop on the road to WrestleMania. Now it's just like, hey, WrestleMania is coming, whatever. Here's a bunch of assholes hitting each other for 40 something minutes. 58 minutes to be exact. I can't wait for Royal Rumbles to get good. This undercard was bad, dude. And it
Uh,
it made that it made the Rumble a little harder to watch because I was tired.
so I won't try to overlap because we mostly have the same opinions about everything. But this I understand why people leave the WWF in the 90s. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I would be so upset if I'm, these live shows I'm doing for you, I'm winning or if I'm losing or I'm a mid card man or, I'm on the ups. I draw pretty well with the crowd and I still have to go out there every night and lose to the guy who's your main champion on every
Has
single
been the champion for years
goddamn
now.
thing that I have to do. And you're going to let him win every match he's in. You're gonna let him fucking win the championship back. You're gonna let him, you know, fight his movie co-host for fun in a steel cage match. You're gonna let him win the Royal Rumble when he is the one guy who needs it the least amount. And you just think like, what are we even doing here? I don't
Yeah.
understand.
It's the Hulk Hogan show and everyone else really suffers for it.
And so that's why I want to or I feel sympathy and pain for all these people who end up leaving because I understand why.
Well, for what it's worth, they're probably happier than the people that stayed.
Yeah. Um,
I can't say that for sure. I'm sure the money's fucking great. And if you pay me enough, I don't care if Hogan wins every match. But like there are people that are like working their asses off, like Randy Savage and Bret Hart, people like that are just Mr. Perfect. That are just never gonna rise over a certain level because there's this Hogan glass ceiling that no one's gonna be able to shatter until he legit fucks off.
but yeah, the undercard was not good. I could care less, I think, about seeing a Bushwhackers Rougeau match than anything in the world. Also the Greg and Ronnie Garvin. I mean, that is, I don't. Meltzer giving it 2 stars is by all means the worst rating I've ever seen in my life. Uh, but you know what? More power to him. People respect him. Maybe I don't after that. Nah, he's probably a good guy. Uh, yeah, I mean, match of the night, the Rumble, of course. Performer of the night, Ted DiBiase. I mean, he broke the record. I mean, he was great throughout the whole match. He was great when he was, pouting about having the first overall in the segment. So I guess I'll give that segment of the night because he was pretty mad at our guy Virgil.
All right.
Why isn't Virgil in
Yeah.
the Rumble?
Him blaming the help is really fucking great. Like for something that like Virgil has no control over.
Yeah. Um, but you asked me what do I think about WrestleMania 6?
Yeah. Where do you think we're going for WrestleMania 6, dude? Like
I Okay, yeah, Hogan's the main event. I couldn't tell you one person who I think Hogan's gonna wrestle. He has no feud really going on after the Zeus thing is over.
Then I don't know if you're gonna fucking believe this.
I think
Then who
I
the
think I can tell you some
just
other matches. Obviously it's gonna be like what's Macho and Dusty. You see that.
okay.
Obviously I think it probably be like Ultimate Warrior, Ted DiBiase maybe would make sense.
Well,
Andre the
dude,
Giant,
goddamn, WrestleMania 6 is so long.
Andre the Giant versus or Andre and Haku probably versus. Honestly, the Hearts would be fun, but I doubt that
Oh,
would
it's
happen.
them and Demolition.
Oh, okay, I guess a rematch for him. But yeah, that's all I know, or that's all I'm thinking.
Dude, I'm looking at the WrestleMania 6 card. We're gonna get the Bolsheviks again.
Oh, they're back.
I guess so.
Let's go.
Um, this card looks kind of dog shit.
Do you want to tell me, or you just want me to wait and see?
I mean, I'll give you some of these, right?
Okay.
We do get Piper and Bad News Brown.
Okay. Is it in the middle,
We
beginning? Where is it at?
Yeah, it's like number 6 on the card of fucking 15 matches. Although one of them
Oh.
is a dark match. Paul Roma lives for the fucking dark matches, dude. I've seen his names on so many of these cards. We actually get Big Boss Man versus Akeem.
What? Who's the bad guy?
I'm gonna guess Akeem because he has Slick with him.
Oh, okay.
Do you, okay, we also get Rick Rude, Jimmy Snuka, but do you want to know the main event? The main event is Hulk Hogan defending the WWF Championship against the Intercontinental Champion, the Ultimate Warrior.
What? Why?
Um,
Is it champion
is
against
Hulk
the other
Hogan
person's
accidentally?
champion?
No, only Hogan's belt is on the line. Um,
Oh, okay. Well, so I have to watch Hulk Hogan win at WrestleMania 6. Because why would Ultimate Warrior have two belts?
well, I
That's
guess let's
gonna
watch and find out.
that's gonna piss me off, bro.
It had nothing's been like, look, man. It might be a minute before the '90s feel like they're turning a corner. We've got to shake off what's left of the '80s. We're,
Oh, I didn't mention. Yeah, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna go low. I'm gonna give it 1.5 out of 5.
all right,
Forgot
I
to mention
respect
that.
it. I like that every time I actually like break and go like hard on something, you go just slightly harder and give it a little bit lower of a rating. I
I'm gonna
love
be an
that.
asshole. I hated this a lot. This is awful.
This
Oh,
is the worst. I don't know if it's the worst show we've watched, but this has been the worst Rumble of the three, like show wise. I don't know if
yeah,
the Rumble match was the worst of the three, but like this was the worst Rumble show of the three,
yeah, 100%.
and the other ones didn't even have like stellar cards. The one of them had the really bad, like not bad, but not great Rick Rude and Ricky Steamboat match. But the Rumble was like
Oh
okay,
yeah,
and the Dino Bravo weightlifting was amazing. But this was like four really rough matches, like four really bad matches, and then and then Hulk Hogan winning the fucking Rumble.
Hulk Hulk Hogan, your number one guy wins the
Yeah,
Royal
this just
Rumble.
felt like a like one giant like Rick roll. I don't know.
But yeah, we're
Like
done here.
this was a shit post of a pay per view.
Yeah, yeah. We will be back for the main event 3, and then
Yeah,
after
we
that,
couldn't find No Holds Barred, the movie, the match. So if anyone out there knows where to find it, please contact us and show us. Send
actually
me a link.
request to get the video taken down.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah. If you find it, strike it, flag it as inappropriate or offensive,
Yeah,
because odds are it is. I'm gonna actually go to Peacock and do this. I'm gonna strike Royal Rumble '90 as offensive
please
because I
do.
was offended as a wrestling fan. My intelligence has been insulted. and I'm upset about it.
But yeah, and so
I
after
was
that we'll go to Wrestle War, and then we'll be back at WrestleMania 6. But yeah, did you what were you gonna say?
I would think I was gonna say like I was really waiting for that WCW NWA like rehab of some good wrestling to come down from this, but we got to go to the main event. So, what is the card for main event?
Let's see. I could tell you that right now.
'Cause I feel like that's important.
Main
And
event.
I hope there's not some big segment that sets up the main event of WrestleMania and I spoiled it for you, but
No.
you know,
Main event
you know.
card, no spoilers. We have WWF World Heavyweight Title match, Hulk Hogan versus Randy Savage with special guest referee Buster Douglas.
What? I mean, okay, sure. I get a Randy Savage title match. I'll take that.
And then we have the Ultimate Warrior versus Dino Bravo with Earthquake and Jimmy Hart for the IC title match.
Oh, okay. I
And
guess uh I guess that's fine.
yeah, I still think Ted should be there somewhere, but um, it doesn't
Well, he was
show.
on the. I'm looking at the undercard now. There was like 7 dark matches. Ted wrestled DB or no, he wrestled Jake on that and he won.
Okay, good for him.
Earthquake beats Ronnie Garvin. Dusty Rose beat Mr. What?
Oh, he
Dusty Rose
lost?
defeated Mr. Perfect. Yeah. Ted on a dark match. Ted DiBiase beat Jake Roberts. Colossal Connection defeated Demolition. Bad News Brown defeats Tito Santana. Oh come on.
That would have been great
Rick
to watch.
Martel defeated Brutus
Wait,
Beefcake.
did you just say Bad News Brown beat Tito San
Yeah, he
Martin?
beat Santana. The greatest thing that we could have ever watched wasn't shown on TV. Rick
Dude,
Martel defeated Brutus Beefcake.
if
Roddy Piper
anyone's out
versus Rick
there
Rude
and
in
has the
WWQ.
clips or
Oh please!
unforeseen footage, please, I will watch. I will pay money.
What the fuck, man? That's like that would have been just perfect for this podcast. Bad News Brown defeating Tito Santana. Come on.
That is crazy that
I
that's a
feel
thing.
cucked. I feel cucked.
Bro, that is crazy.
At least
That's a
cucks get
thing.
to watch.
Yeah,
I'm I'm
that's
I'm of lower value than a cuck.
dude. I'm like heavily upset right now.
I'm not even in the chair. They're fucking my wife in the room over, and I can't even hear it or listen
Yeah,
to it or what. What the fuck, dude?
dude, that pisses me off deeply. That would have been so much fun too. Get rid
At
of
least we get
both
to see
those
Savage,
matches.
bro.
I would Savage versus Hogan again is gonna be fun. Um,
Yeah, I mean it was great at WrestleMania 5,
but yeah,
but
that's
still,
it for the Rumble. We'll see you at the main event.